Interesting. So really surprised that she didn't go with dive. We'll see how that ends up playing out in this as they do clash for the first round of the North American ESL Cup number 2. Shifu coming in, putting in a bit of damage, not going to hit his counter. Does hit his counter actually at the last moment, and not going to be able to put in too much pressure. Does jump back in and just barely misses as Bako putting in a bit of damage here. Jade getting taken down actually dangerously low. Pearl getting a lot of pressure, going to have to fall back. She's actually doing okay though, but the Impale doing a lot of damage, has to dive away as Bako still trying to peel for her as much as she can. Leaping in, not going to be able to hit it. The counter just triggered at the last moment, and Bako now coming in, zoning both the players out. Pearl going to be able to heal back up as Bako relentlessly chasing onto the Shifu. The ultimate coming out here is going to get the kill. So I can't believe that turnaround here as Mr. Gnomes is going to drop the ultimate, will get the hit, see if we'll be able to get this kill. The ultimate coming out. Oh, just missed on the X. She's taken out, gets the double kill. Good job here by Pearl to ensure the victory of the first round for their team. Good job, Mr. Gnomes. So a little bit of a kind of hectic start there. The Bako got just a little bit of tunnel vision as he dove in. I see some rooting for Eden and Cash specifically. So somebody says I should cast Niwa and X Black right now. Oh, I just missed them. Yeah. So they played in the North American and they're going to play in the EU now too, huh? I mean, in the EU they're going to play in the North American now? So I'm going to have to take breaks to drink a little bit more this time, guys, because I'm a little parched from the EU. So my throat's still a little bit drier than it was before. And let's see what gets picked up here. Poison Strike, that's pretty standard. Concussion Bomb, that one's a little bit different. So the stun duration increased, so I'm not really sure how I feel about that one. And then Bravery, the taking less damage when you leap in. I've seen that one and a different one a little bit. Actually, it looks like Pearl... Okay, Pearl did select in time. So Tidal Wave spawns a lesser bubble barrier around you when triggered. So really liking those bubble barriers. I guess she's very worried about the Jade and then also the Impale... No, not the Impales. Javelin coming out from Shifu. So we'll see how that pays off as we see a little bit of just spacing going on here into the middle. Shifu is going to get onto the Pearl. Pearl taking a little bit of pressure, using the bubble to get some separation. Going to get silenced, but doing a good job of staying in there. So Shifu wasn't really able to do too much damage. The middle has been spawned, and it looks like the blue team stole that one. It was very close. The Bulwark coming out, not going to do too much there. As the snipe coming out onto Pearl. Pearl getting taken down very low. Shifu is on top of her, or I'm sorry, Jade is on top of her. Going to get pushed back from the bubble, diving away, putting a little bit of pressure back now onto the Jade. And the spin to win is not going to do much damage. The bubble almost completely slowing the entire time. Here comes the counter. EX Invis is actually going to Invis two of the players. As Pearl going in for the middle, it looks like the red team, I think, did take that with the leap from Bako, but the double snipe, Bako getting taken down very low. There's the ultimate. Good job reflecting it, and just misses reflecting it there. I think it hit the wall and then damaged him, as Pearl now going to be trying to heal up. Is the counter going to be triggered? Actually, her counter gets triggered. Just going to miss the ultimate there. Dives in. Will not be able to take out Shifu before he's able to get away. So the ultimate, though, might take him out as she grabbed the energy. Is going to be able to get that. So now it's going to be her versus Jade. Her being Pearl. As Jade is going to use the snipe to take care of that center orb. I think that's wise. Picking up the energy now from his teammate. Pearl now picking up a couple of the small ones. There comes the ultimate. Not going to do too much damage as Pearl dives away. Pearl going to top back off. A couple health orbs. The small ones are grabbed. The counter not going to be triggered now as Pearl trying to fall back, taking quite a bit of damage here. Here comes the snipe. Going to dodge it, though, with a dive. Very good job here from the Pearl as the health orbs are going to be taken. No, I'm sorry. The middle's going to be taken by Jade. And now it's getting closer and closer still. There, that goo of death. And she actually leaps into it just a second. Going to push back Pearl just a little bit. The goo is still coming in. The shield is on. The counter coming off. Not going to end, or I'm sorry, not going to hit. It ended too late, or too early. As Jade now leaps away again. There's the ultimate. Going to be in the bubble. She's going to be able to steal it. But procs the counter. It's going to allow Pearl to heal back up again. And there's the kill on Pearl as the goo came in to get the kill. So good job here from the blue team. One round going to each. And it's a pretty close battle right now. So my guess is that the other team is around at 8 or 9 for their grade also. As I just know that the first team had an 8 in it. So far, so good coming out here for the Americans. the North Americans, I guess, because it could be. Well, I guess they're still part of the North Americans. Yeah, I saw that Pearl had the no dive charge. Somebody just said that in chat. That was very surprising to me to see a Pearl not grab dive. I think that's pretty standard. But, hey, it's all right. She's using the double bubble, and it seems to be doing okay right now. So Bako is going to get silenced as comes in trying to peel the counter, not going to trigger, and just barely turns around enough to reflect that snipe into the face of Jade. And he's going to get healed back up here a little bit as Mr. Gnome is on the Pearl again, healing. And Bako trying to get back in, not going to be able to do too much with that reflect, but going to close the gap now. But the immunity frames from the stealth being very strong here. There's the leap to pull her back in, taking a bit of damage. Is this Jade? As Jade falls away, Shifu coming in, not going to get the counter. They line up a little bit here. I thought I'd see the ult coming out there for Bako. There it is. I think he stole the orb there too, so good job. Pearl going to dive away, not take the damage, and it's going to trade here with Jade. Jade getting taken down low. Shifu getting taken down dangerously low. There's the spin, though. The ultimate, though, is going to save Bako, I believe, as a couple of the orbs get picked up there by Jade. Jade does have her ultimate to leap in. She's going to leap away. Ultimate may be coming out any second as she gets a silence. There's an incapacitate. It's going to go immaterial again, grabbing a couple health orbs. There's the ultimate. 2 hits. She could steal the middle, but she ends up hitting Pearl with 2 of the shots. Here comes a snipe, and she barely survives as she had the armor from her R, but almost gets taken out, just misses her ult as Pearl, as Jade now coming in and leaps in to get taken down. There's another M1, and Pearl clutches it for her team. Pearl and Jade have just been going back and forth in these end seconds of the round. But Mr. Gnomes is going to do it again for his team, the red team, that is Pearl and Bako. Excuse me. So let's see what's grabbed. Extra weapon charge. Ferocity is grabbed. I don't think we see that too often in the EU. Jade's going to grab Inspiration, which is kind of not standard, but we see often in Inspiration on Bako. We see, which is pretty often too. Let's see what ends up getting grabbed here for, excuse me, for Pearl. Dive inflicts fading snare was what was picked last time. Nothing grabbed quite yet. We will see. So some noob asked, this is very early in the bracket, right? This is actually round 1. I just got a random match in round 1 to cast. And so that's where we're at. So she ends up picking up Aegis, or Aegis. I don't know. How do you guys say it? Is it Gis or Gis? What do you think? Aegis, Aegis? I don't know. I think it's pretty similar either way. So here we come, meeting in the middle. Again, the leap going to be just barely missed, but taking less damage from the Bavery, but taking a lot of damage from the Impale there from Shifu. Shifu going to come back in, just missing a little bit of damage there as he backs out. The Bulwark coming out. The M2 coming. I don't know what the M2 from Bako is called, so I need to figure that out. But red team is going to be able to steal the center sphere as Bako takes a lot of damage here. And good job by Jade trading now into Pearl. Shifu now goes on the Pearl, is not going to hit the counter. Here comes a silence with the ultimate. Oh, he does reflect. What I was going to say, the Bulwark does not reflect, but it got the last one. There's the ultimate, going to be hit onto Shifu. Shifu taken down very low. Dive coming out to be able to put a little bit more pressure on the Shifu. Going to leap to avoid the damage. The bubble taking him down. He's so low. Shifu's one hit too. Going to get the kill onto Shifu. Good job healing there from Pearl. Going to keep his teammate up. And that was getting dangerously close. I didn't see how low he got if anyone saw that, but they're going to be able to get the bubble and should now be in a pretty commanding position. There comes the leap. Oh, the ultimate going to whiff there a little bit. There's an ultimate, though, from Jade. Only able to hit 1 as she dives away after countering. There's silence, a bit of damage as Jade going to grab a couple more health orbs. Bako getting healed back up. Jade in a very difficult position here. Going to snipe, just barely misses, so the counter doesn't go off. We'll see who's going to be able to get the middle here. It would be interesting to see because red team could use it, but blue team desperately needs it when you're the only one. As it looks like Bako stole that with his M2. I think that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure. There's the ultimate. Just going to miss. So Pearl's ultimate is down now as the Bulwark coming out, trying to survive a little bit as those M1s coming out there from Jade. Jade going to leap away. M1 pressure coming on from Pearl. She's getting taken down so low. There's the M1s, but she goes immune. Good shot as she was invisible. And able to take her out, bringing it up 3 games to 1, or 3 rounds to 1. There we go, in favor of this red team. And I'm actually not 100% sure which team is which, as far as I think Cash is on Eden 7, where the red team is Team Nidus. So I may be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that the red team is Team Nidus. So Team Nidus up 3-1. As looks like she got the healing one. Yes, she did. And she gets the fading snare. I didn't see which one Shifu got. My guess would be the heal. I think that one's probably the best. So Bako going to leap in again. Not going to be able to hit it, or not taking too much damage. Using his E to try to close the gap. Going to hit an M2. Pearl taking a bit of damage. Good job by the Bulwark there, avoiding a bit of damage and reflecting some himself. The leap again, just barely going to miss. Couple bubbles coming out, making life hard on the Jade. That snipe's going to come out, though, not hitting Bako. That was very close. Ends up hitting his teammate Shifu, but obviously you can't do damage to him. So Shifu going to be trying to put some pressure here onto the Pearl. Both are going to counter, not going to do much there. The bubble's coming out. There's the ultimate, 2, 3, 4, and then the ultimate from the spin to win. Pearl's going to have to dive away, as Jade is kind of low. If you can get this kill on Jade, there is a small chance he'll be able to 2v1 this. Let's see what Pearl ends up doing as the middle sphere ends up going in favor to the blue team. She's going to immaterial, gets the counter to pushback, going to dive away. Incapacitate coming out into the silence. A lot of CC coming out. There's the ult, though, and Shifu's going to avoid. Oh, actually, she avoided it, too, by using her leap. So I can't believe that. I thought Jade was in there for sure. Couple bubbles coming out. The counter not going to hit. Pearl leaping away. Shifu putting in the pressure. The counter's going to heal her up. Still has those bubbles. Going to start getting hit by the goo here very soon. Shifu getting hit by the goo. Good pushback with the R from the Jade. And is going to push her in the goo for the final kill. So next year, we need an official name. Can you guys help me out? Let's get an official name for that goo stuff that comes at the end. It can't be goo because Lucy, her ultimate's the goo. So what is that called? What is that dark stuff that comes called? It's not fire. I don't know. We need to figure that out. Anyways, back to the action here as it is 3 rounds to 2. Bako has been starting off with a leap. There it is. Going to get behind the team. Bulwark not coming out. Counter's going to be triggered. Has the 4 stacks. Is going to stun him, though, with his Bulwark. There's the M2 doing a lot of damage onto Bako. So good job by Shifu. Shifu's going to get the counter. And again, going to have a great opportunity, but gets in-capped. And the Bulwark is going to stop that M2, I think, which is huge. Or did he get hit by it? I'm not really sure. Bako taken down very quick. So good focus there. Oh, no. The ultimate just on the other side of the wall. And he's not going to be able to do much with that there. Pearl going to leap away. Drops her ultimate, and that's going to miss. Unfortunately, there's the silence as Shifu trying desperately to continue to chase as the shield coming out for Pearl. There's the javelin to keep on her, and Jade leaps over the wall to continue to put that pressure. There's the counter. Shifu no, he's going to wait just a second before he comes in. So still the middle with the snipe. Got that middle bubble, or the middle sphere rather. Silence onto Pearl. Pearl going to leap away. Both players are low as Pearl is even lower. So let's see what happens. She eats the stun. She tries to juke it. Not going to do it, but the counter goes off as she's going to get healed up a little bit. Going to be pushed back, but hits one ultimate shot there, which again dealing just a bit of damage, but not able to finish her off. Here comes the snipe. Going to barely miss it. She didn't go for the health. That was a good job. There's the spin. And the blue team evens it up 3-3. So I'm going to check real quick what the chat's saying. Just said... Looks like some noob said wow. I'm not sure what that is too. And somebody said bubbles. I can't read the name. That yellow was very hard to read. So sorry about that. So here we are clashing again in the middle. It is 3 rounds to 3. Bako going to miss an M2 here a little bit. It kind of looks like Shifu is lagging. Or is it just that because he's clipping into her a little bit? I don't know. That looks really weird. Anyways, Shifu going to take a little bit of damage, nothing much here, as the snipe coming out is going to go towards that center, not going to be able to get it. Actually, it looks like the red team stole it, and so the Bulwark going to get that stun onto Shifu. The counter now from Shifu, going to have that M2 that does a lot of damage, has 4 stacks, is going to hit it there. The stun, though, however, again onto Shifu. Shifu getting taken down very low. The R coming out to push him away. A lot of damage onto Shifu. Shifu going to leap. The immaterial is going to hit them both. Oh, the immaterial didn't happen in time, and he just leapt just a second too late. Both players taking a lot of damage. The counter not going to go off. And immune. Wow, did you see that? What a good leap there. As Jade is going to take the middle, but Shifu is going to not be able to live through the pressure of those 2 players as Cash was able to grab that ultimate coming out, hitting actually all 4 onto the Bako. So Bako now falling back. Couple bubbles coming out. The snipe going to miss. They're going to grab a lot of that middle orbage. The middle orb has now spawned. There's the M2 to get the snare. She goes over to grab a couple health, but does get the ultimate. Gonna miss her shots, though, as he leaped away. Unfortunate for her. A little bit of pressure now continue to be put on from the M2s and the M1s from the red team. The snipe's about to come out. Not gonna land. There's the M2 from Bako. And gonna put his team up 4 rounds to 3. I keep saying 4 games. 4 rounds to 3. So nice job here so far by Mr. Gnomes and Sir Quackins. Cash 12-12-1 and Arc9 Senpai are down by 1 round. Let's see here as they get into the center. Nobody really choosing to initiate quite yet. M2 just barely going to miss. The counter not going to trigger, so it's going to be hard to close the gap here. A couple M1s, no, just one M1 being eaten. Actually getting taken down a little low, though. The blue team's able to steal the orb, though, bringing them right back up. The Bulwark going to avoid a little bit of damage there from the Bako. Bako trying to put a bit of damage onto the Jade. Jade, though, actually taking quite a bit here from the Pearl. Shifu coming in, trying to put pressure onto the Pearl. Pearl is going to drop the counter and going to be able to land it successfully. The in-cap coming out with a little bit of damage. The counter now triggers. Shifu in a good spot. I'm not sure who stole that middle orb. The spin to win coming out, putting quite a bit of damage onto the Pearl. The ultimate from Jade going to do quite a bit of damage to the Bako. Bako leaping in, going to hit both players. The silence coming out, the in-cap coming out. Bako does have his ultimate. Will he be able to get the hit? There is the pushback, though, so not going to follow up quite yet. Shifu is out of his invisibility. Bako eats the stun there. The orb is going to go to the blue team. A little bit of healing coming up. They've kind of seceded the middle now. Red team falling back, trying not to overextend as they have the opportunity to get on to round 2 after this. Good M1s there. And the ultimate is going to hit. I was going to say missed, but is going to hit and get the kill onto Shifu. So Jade, your tournament life is on your back. How will she respond? Has to secede the middle. You can't really go in there. Just barely misses that spell block. She has her ultimate, so it'll be very interesting to see how she's able to use it. Gonna go invis. Grabs a couple healths, leaps away. The bubble's coming out, gonna make it very difficult. There's the in-cap, there's the ultimate. So some big damage gonna be coming out here. Let's see how the team responds. There's the leap. And actually leaped a little bit in the wrong direction, but that's alright. There's an M1 from Pearl. And that is gonna give the victory over to Team Nidus. You have won your first round in the North American ESL Cup number 2. Everyone give them a little bit of congratulations here as they move on to round 2. So let's see if we can get